Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're exploring a fascinating coin that's more valuable than you might think, the 1964 Lincoln penny. Despite being a common year, this penny has some interesting features and errors that can make it worth a lot of money. Let's dive in and discover what makes the 1964 Lincoln penny so special. Cut to close-up shots of the 1964 Lincoln penny, showing the obverse, front, and reverse, back. Voiceover. The 1964 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and it's part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which started in 1959 and ran until 2008. The coin features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Although 1964 was a relatively standard year for penny production, there are some unique aspects that make this penny worth paying attention to. Cut to footage or images of the U.S. Mint operations in the early 1960s. Voiceover. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced a significant number of pennies, with approximately 3.7 billion minted in Denver alone. The high mintage might suggest that these coins are common, but there are specific varieties and errors that can make a 1964 penny exceptionally valuable. Let's explore what sets these coins apart. Cut to visuals of different types of error coins and examples. Voiceover. Here's what to look for when determining the value of a 1964 Lincoln penny. 1. 1964 RPM. Repunched mint mark. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1964 penny is the RPM. This error occurs when the mint mark is stamped more than once, creating a visible doubling effect. The 1964 RPM is a particularly interesting find, and examples in good condition can fetch a premium. 2. 1964 doubled die obverse. Another valuable error is the doubled die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing doubling in the details of Lincoln's portrait, the date, or the inscriptions. Finding a 1964 penny with this error can be quite rewarding for collectors. 3. 1964 off-center strikes. Occasionally, pennies are struck off-center, creating a unique and collectible appearance. Off-center strikes on the 1964 penny are less common, and can add significant value to the coin. 4. 1964 die cracks and cuds. Die cracks and cuds occur when the die used for minting develops cracks or breaks, resulting in distinctive marks on the coin. These types of errors are collectible and can increase the coin's value. S2 million rarest coins. Cut to a coin expert or numismatist examining a coin with a magnifying glass. Voiceover. Professional graders evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades and notable errors commanding higher prices. A well-preserved error coin can be worth significantly more. Cut to footage of coin auctions or sales data. Voiceover. So, how much is a 1964 Lincoln penny worth? The value depends on the type of error and the condition of the coin. 1964 RPM. A 1964 penny with a noticeable RPM can range from $50 to $500 or more, depending on the severity of the repunching and the coin's condition. 1964 doubled die obverse. A well-defined double die obverse can be worth between $100 and $1,000, or even more if the doubling is particularly striking. Off-center strikes and die cracks. These can range from $20 to $200, depending on the extent of the error and the coins. Overall quality. High-grade regular coins, even without significant errors. A 1964 penny in exceptional condition, graded as MS65 or higher, can command a small premium. Cut to person using a magnifying glass or coin microscope to examine a penny. Voiceover. If you're eager to see if you have a valuable 1964 Lincoln penny, here's how to inspect your coins. 1. Check the mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to examine the mint mark on the reverse of the coin. Look for any signs of doubling that could indicate in rarest coins. Examine for double die errors. Look closely at Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions on the obverse. Doubling will be noticeable in the details, such as extra lines or shadows. 3. Inspect for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to a light source and look for any misalignment in the design. 4. Look for die cracks or cuds. Examine the coin for any unusual lines or patterns that might indicate die cracks or cuds. Cut to coin shop or online auction site. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're diving into a topic that might surprise you, the 1988 D Lincoln penny. You might think it's just another penny, but stick around because this small coin could potentially be worth a lot more than its face value. Let's uncover why this seemingly ordinary coin is drawing attention from collectors and investors alike. Cut to a close-up shot of the 1988 D Lincoln penny, showing the obverse and reverse. Voiceover. First, let's start with some basics. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which began in 1959 and ran until 2008. It features the classic design with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what sets the 1988 D apart? Let's find out. Cut to historical footage or images of the U.S. Mint and coin production. Voiceover. The U.S. Mint produced around 9 billion pennies in 1988. While that's a large number, it doesn't mean every penny is just a common coin. In fact, certain years and mint marks can make a significant difference in a coin's value. $1 million rarest coins. Voiceover. The 1988 D penny isn't particularly rare in terms of overall production. However, the key to its value lies in certain anomalies and conditions. Cut to visuals of different Lincoln pennies. Voiceover. Not all 1988 D pennies are created equal. Collectors are on the lookout for specific variations and errors. Here are a few to keep an eye out for. 1. Double die verse. This is a rare error where the coin's obverse shows a doubling of the details. It can be challenging to spot, but the extra detail is noticeable under magnification. 2. Off-center strikes. Occasionally, a penny might be struck off-center, which creates a unique look. These errors can be quite valuable to collectors. 3. Die cracks. Sometimes, cracks can appear on the die used to mint the coin, creating a unique pattern on the penny. 4. High-grade coins. Even without errors, a 1988 D penny in pristine condition, graded as MS65 or higher, can command a premium. Voiceover. Professional coin graders use a scale from 1 to 70 to assess a coin's condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Voiceover. So, what kind of value are we talking about? In general, a 1988 D Lincoln penny in average condition might only be worth its face value, or a small premium if it's in exceptional shape. However, rarer varieties or error coins can be worth significantly more. For example, a 1988 D penny with a notable double die obverse can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200, depending on its condition and the current market demand. Cut to person using a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Voiceover. If you're eager to see if you've got a hidden gem, here's how to inspect your pennies. 1. Use a magnifying glass. Look closely at the details on the obverse and reverse for any signs of doubling or error marks. 2. Check for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to a light source to see if the design is misaligned. 3. Inspect for die cracks. Look for any unusual lines or cracks in the design that could indicate a die error. Cut to coin shop or online auction site. Rarest coins. Voiceover. If you think you've found a valuable 1988 D penny, you might be wondering where to sell or get it appraised. Consider visiting a local coin shop or contacting a professional numismatist. Online platforms like eBay and specialized coin auction sites can also be a good place to gauge current market values and find buyers. And that's a wrap on the 1988 D Lincoln penny. It might be a small coin, but it has the potential to be a valuable find if you know what to look for. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest content. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or if you've discovered something interesting in your coin collection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Text on screen. Subscribe for more coin collecting tips and valuable finds. Background music fades out. This script provides a comprehensive look. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're shining the spotlight on a specific penny that might just surprise you with its value: the 1974 D Lincoln penny. While most of us see it as just another coin, certain factors can make this penny worth a lot more than its face value. So, let's dig into why the 1974 D Lincoln penny is so special and what you should look out for. Cut to close-up shots of the 1974 D Lincoln penny, showing the obverse, front, and reverse, back. Voiceover. First off, let's set the stage. The 1974 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint and is part of the Lincoln Memorial series. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But here's where it gets interesting. This penny has some unique characteristics that could make it worth more than you might expect. Rarest coins. Cut to footage or images of the U.S. Mint in the 1970s. Voiceover. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced over 4.4 billion pennies, a massive number that might make you think these coins are common. However, not all coins from this year are the same. The 1974 D penny, while not rare in large quantities, holds some interesting variations that collectors find intriguing. Rarest coins. Cut to close-up of a penny with emphasis on mint marks. Voiceover. The D mint mark on the 1974 penny indicates it was produced in Denver. This mint mark is crucial for identifying the coin and understanding its potential value. Cut to visuals of different era types and coin examples. Voiceover. What makes the 1974 D Lincoln penny stand out? There are a few specific eras and rare varieties that collectors look for. 1. 1974 D double die obverse. This is perhaps the most sought-after error. It occurs when the coin die used to strike the penny has been misaligned, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the details, particularly in Lincoln's beard and the date. This error is relatively rare and highly valued by collectors. 2. 1974 D off-center strikes. Occasionally, the coin is struck off-center, creating a unique look. These off-center strikes are relatively uncommon and can be worth more than regular pennies. 3. 1974 D die cracks. Look for any cracks on the die that might appear on the coin. These die cracks can create distinctive patterns on the penny, adding to its collectible value. $1 million rarest coins. Cut to a coin expert or numismatist examining coins under a magnifying glass. Voiceover. Professional graders use a scale from 1 to 70 to evaluate the condition of a coin. Higher grade coins, particularly those with errors, can fetch a premium. Cut to footage of coin auctions or sales data. Voiceover. So, what's the market value for these special 1974 D pennies? Here's a general breakdown. 1974 D double die obverse. If you find one of these rare era coins, it can be worth anywhere from $50 to over $1,000, depending on its condition and the collector demand. Off-center strikes and die cracks. These variations can range from $10 to $200, depending on the severity of the error and the overall condition of the coin. High-grade regular coins, even without errors, a 1974 D penny in mint condition, MS65 or higher, can still be worth a premium, though not as much as the error varieties. Cut to person using a magnifying glass or coin microscope to examine a penny. Voiceover. If you're checking your change or coin collection, here's how to identify valuable 1974 D pennies. 1. Examine the details. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to look for doubling in the date and inscriptions. The double-dyed verse will have noticeable doubling. 2. Check for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to a light source to see if the design is misaligned. Off-center strikes will show a clear deviation from the standard design. 3. Look for die cracks. Inspect the surface for any unusual lines or patterns that could indicate a die crack. Cut to coin shop or online auction sites. Voiceover. If you think you've got a valuable 1974 D penny, you might be wondering where to sell or get it appraised. Consider visiting a local coin shop or contacting a professional numismatist. Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and specialized coin auction sites can also be great places to sell or get a sense of the current market value. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're turning our attention to a very recent coin, the 2020 Lincoln penny. While it might seem like a modern, everyday penny, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Join us as we explore why the 2020 Lincoln penny could be worth a lot of money and what makes it special. Cut to close-up shots of the 2020 Lincoln penny, showing the obverse, front, and reverse, back. Voiceover. The 2020 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Shield series, which began in 2010. It features the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the modern shield design on the reverse. At first glance, it seems like any other penny from recent years, but there are specific details and potential errors that make it worth investigating. Cut to footage or images of the U.S. Mint and coin production in 2020. Voiceover. In 2020, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, including those minted in Denver, which are marked with a D. The production process and the volume of coins made during this year were largely influenced by the ongoing pandemic and economic changes. Despite the high mintage, the 2020 Lincoln penny has caught the eye of collectors due to a few notable features. Cut to visuals of different types of era coins and examples. Voiceover. Here's where things get interesting. While the 2020 Lincoln penny is relatively new, there are specific errors and variations that collectors are keen to find. Point 2020 double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coins is misaligned, causing doubling in the design elements on the obverse. Look for extra lines or shadows in the inscriptions, particularly around Lincoln's portrait and the date. A well-defined double die can be worth a significant amount. Point 2. 2020 RPM. Repunched mint mark. The RPM error happens when the mint mark is struck more than once, creating a doubling effect. Finding a 2020 penny with this error can be quite valuable, especially if the repunching is clear and prominent. Point 3. 2020 die cracks and cuds. Die cracks and cuds are errors that occur when the die used to mint the coins develops cracks or breaks. These can create unique patterns on the coin, and while not as dramatic as other errors, they can still be collectible and worth more than face value. $1 million rarest coins for 2020 off-center strikes. Occasionally, coins are struck off-center, resulting in a misalignment of the design. This error is less common and can be particularly interesting to collectors. Cut to a coin expert or numismatist examining a coin with a magnifying glass. Voiceover. Professional graders use a scale from 1 to 70 to evaluate the condition of a coin. Higher grades, particularly with noticeable errors, can significantly increase the coin's value. $1 million rarest coins. Cut to footage of coin auctions or sales data on screen. Voiceover. So, what's the value of a 2020 Lincoln penny? The worth of this coin depends on the type of error and its condition. 2020 double die obverse. If you find a 2020 penny with clear doubling, it could be worth anywhere from $50 to $500 or more, depending on the quality and visibility of the rarest coin's 2020 RPM. A 2020 penny with a noticeable RPM can range from $20 to $150, depending on the severity of the repunching and the coin's overall condition. Die cracks and cuds. These errors can add $10 to $50 to the value of the coin, depending on their prominence and the overall appeal of the coin. Off-center strikes. Off-center strikes can vary widely in value, typically ranging from $10 to $100, based on how off-center the design is and the coin's condition. Cut to person using a magnifying glass or coin microscope to examine a penny. Voiceover. If you're eager to find out if your 2020 Lincoln penny is a valuable era coin, follow these steps. 1. Examine the mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to check for any signs of repunching on the mint mark. Look for extra impressions or rarest coins. 2. Check for double die errors. Inspect the obverse closely, focusing on Lincoln's portrait and the date. Look for any doubling or additional lines in the design elements. Point 3. Look for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to a light source and check for any misalignment in the design. Off-center strikes will show part of the design missing or shifted. Point 4. Inspect for die cracks or cuds. Examine the surface. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, the 1970D Lincoln penny. This seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding significant value, and in this video, we're going to explore why. From unique errors to rare finds, let's uncover what makes the 1970D Lincoln penny so special. Cut to close-up shots of the 1970D Lincoln penny, showing the obverse, front, and reverse, back. Voiceover. The 1970D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint and is part of the Lincoln Memorial series. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. While the 1970D may seem like a standard issue penny, it has a few features that make it particularly interesting to collectors. Rarest coins. Cut to footage or images of the U.S. Mint operations in the 1970s. Voiceover. In 1970, the U.S. Mint produced approximately 1.7 billion pennies, which may seem like a lot, but the story behind the 1970D Lincoln penny is more nuanced than its production numbers might suggest. The 1970s were a period of significant change in coinage, and the 1970D is part of that transitional era. Cut to visuals of different types of era coins and examples. Voiceover. Here's where things get exciting. The 1970D Lincoln penny is notable for a few key errors and varieties that collectors find intriguing. Rarest coins. 1. 1970D small date versus large date. The 1970D penny is known for having two distinct date styles, small date and large date. The small date variety is much rarer and more valuable. The difference is subtle, with the digits of the date appearing slightly different in size and spacing. The small date version is particularly sought after by collectors. 2. 1970D double die obverse. A double die obverse error occurs when the die used to strike the coins has been misaligned, resulting in a doubling of the design elements. This error can be quite rare and valuable if found on a 1970D penny. Look for double details, especially in the inscriptions and Lincoln's features. 3. Off-center strikes. Occasionally, the 1970D pennies were struck off-center, which creates a unique and collectible appearance. These errors are less common and can add significant value to the coin. 4. Die cracks and cuds. Die cracks and cuds occur when the die used to strike the coins develops cracks or breaks, creating distinctive marks on the coins. These types of errors can also be quite valuable, especially if they are prominent. Cut to a coin expert or numismatist examining a coin with a magnifying glass. Voiceover. Professional graders assess coins based on their condition, using a scale from 1 to 70. Higher grades, particularly with error varieties, can significantly increase the coin's value. $1 million rarest coins. Cut to footage of coin auctions or sales data on screen. Voiceover. Now let's talk value. The worth of a 1970D Lincoln penny can vary based on its type and condition. 1970D small date. This is the most valuable of the 1970D varieties. In mint condition, these can fetch between $50 and $500 or more, depending on the grade and demand. 1970D double die obverse. A well-preserved double die obverse can command a premium, ranging from $100 to $1,000, depending on its condition and the extent of the doubling. Off-center strikes and die cracks. These can be worth $10 to $200, depending on the severity and visual appeal of the error. High-grade regular coins, even without errors, a 1970D penny in pristine condition, graded as MS65 or higher, might be worth a small premium. Cut to person using a magnifying glass or coin microscope to examine a penny. Voiceover. If you're eager to see if you have a valuable 1970D penny, here's what you need to do. 1. Check the date. Look closely at the date on your penny. Compare it with known small date and large date examples to determine which your rarest coins. 2. Examine for doubling. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the obverse. Look for extra lines or shadows in the inscriptions and Lincoln's features. 3. Look for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to a light source and check if the design is off-center. This will be evident if part of the design is missing or misaligned. 4. Inspect for die cracks. Look for any unusual lines or patterns that could indicate a die crack or cud. Cut to Coin shop or online auction sit.